You know, like, technology has advanced to a point where it's literally as easy as it could possibly be, and I still can't figure it out.
You're still just thumbing around like a monkey.
I literally hit 3 buttons on a slab that is maybe half a centimeter thick.
Right.
And I just tap it 3 times. Food just shows up at my door, and it's still too hard for me.
They could just get it to where they just anticipate that you want food.
See, this is why we need to make apps.
Right? You should have they should be able to have, like, a food app that syncs with your alarm clock. And you can set an alarm on your phone. To
go off before then.
Well, no, what I was going to say, that it just, like, you have a saved order at a restaurant. Mm-hmm. And once it hits 5, you set the alarm for, like, 5 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And when your phone hits 5 o'clock, it just sends an order to that restaurant.
See, but what I was going to say is that so if your alarm is set for 5 a.m., mm-hmm. it sends an order 20 minutes before then. So your alarm goes off.
Yeah, sorry, that's what that's what I meant.
Maybe there's no alarm. Like, maybe the alarm is the knocking at the door.
If you're ordering dinner on your way home from work,
okay,
and you know you're going to get home at like 5:45,
sure.
Then at 5 o'clock it sends an order out to a restaurant.
I mean, that doesn't really work for people who live in New York because the MTA has a habit of just wrecking our lives over and over again.
Well, you just gotta listen. You gotta set it. Don't set it like a half hour. As someone who's worked at a restaurant doing
like
delivery,
4 hours early.
don't call a restaurant if you're on your way home and you think you're a half hour out, and you're like, "I'll be home in half an hour. Order now." Don't do that. The food doesn't have to be there as soon as you walk in the door.
I mean, it does.
Get in there, get in the door, set your shit down.
See, can we set it...
Give it like 15 minutes once you've gotten in the door.
Can there be a box to check that gives the option of the person leaving the food at the door? Ooh. Or in the mailbox?
They just shove...
a whole pizza.
They just shove like a chicken Caesar wrap right in your mailbox. I'll tell you what, in an actual mailbox, like out in the suburbs... Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty sweet. You get home and you just open
a P.O. box? Like a big P.O. box?
A big P.O. box you could. Safe deposit box, maybe. Just swing by the bank.
It's still too hard for me, Chris.
What's going on?
It's asking me to talk about my experience with Grubhub.
Adequate.
See, it said how much, how likely would you be to recommend Grubhub to a friend? And I said, whatever, 10. And then I hit next, and it was like, why do you say that? And I'm just typing, it's great,
so,
send.
Andrew.
Yes?
Would you recommend Grubhub to me?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It's way better than talking to
I just want to make sure you were a man of your word.
Mm-hmm. If your options are using this app or communicating with another person, especially a person,
every 100%,
especially a person who in New York City is likely to be very difficult to understand over.
That's why podcasts take off, because if you have the option of talking to another human being or just being able to plug in your phone and just listen to 2 jackasses talk for a while they eat cheesecake.
That's why we're famous.
Yeah, famous to us. Oh yeah, everybody, welcome to the Media Lunch Break, where we give you all of your comic, geek, and movie news, all in the time it takes to eat a good sandwich and enjoy a nice Chicago-style deep dish. Congratulations, Cubbies.
How dare you.
I am Chris Treble. Alongside me, as always, is my co-host, Andrew Dunn. Say hello, Andrew.
Yes, I'm still here, much to everyone's dismay.
Yeah. I said the Chicago deep dish because the Cubs won the pennant. Did you even see that? I know you don't follow sports at all.
Is that a sports thing?
That's a sports thing. Yeah.
There weren't literal Cubs.
No.
That did something.
The Chicago Cubs have won the National League pennant for the first time.
Are there a lot of Bears in Chicago? Why are they the Cubs?
I don't know. Listen, I don't know, man.
There aren't a lot of Native Americans in Cleveland either.
They've never done this in our lifetime.
Oh, wow.
It's been, I think,
you don't know how old I am.
45.
Okay, I'm not that old.
Yeah, I know that. And if they win, it's the first time since 1908 if they win the World Series. That's pretty, even for me who's tangentially a sports fan, that's pretty awesome. So if you're listening in Chicago, I hope you're place didn't get pillaged from all the riots.
I hope you're
I don't know if there were riots. I assume there were.
I hope you're scooping all of your feces out of your pants.
Yeah. Man, we had a lot of news last week because of Comic-Con, and I really thought going into this week it was going to be dead. Like, I thought there was going to be a vacuum.
Yeah.
There's a lot of news.
Well, there was a lot of stuff that happened because of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Like, at Comic-Con, they were like, in 2 days, we're going to release a trailer.
Yeah. But I was really surprised. So, I got a lot of news to get to. As always, Andrew, the choice is yours. Yep. I have DC news. I have Marvel news. Which would you like to start with?
Star Wars.
Too bad! I want to talk about Willy Wonka! So word came out this week that they want to produce a series of Willy Wonka prequel movies. Prequel movies. Pre-Chocolate Factory Willy Wonka.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Alright, unpopular nerd opinion.
Okay.
I will go as far as to say I'm not super strong about it and I could be convinced otherwise.
Sure.
But I preferred the Johnny Depp, Tim Burton version. I'm serious.
Oh, we're not friends anymore. What?
Here's the thing.
Okay. All right. I'm going to keep an open mind.
No, you're not.
No, I'm probably not. But I'm going to say that I am.
All right. And you're going to stare at me blankly while you try as hard as you can not to listen to the words that I'm saying.
Yeah, let's go on an intellectual exercise and see
right.
if you can just give me a stroke through this.
Sure.
Give me the merits of why you like the Johnny Depp version more.
Closer to the original book. Much closer.
Okay.
I also like that the music is multi-genre. As opposed to sort of the same old song we hear over and over and over again. It's got a great, I mean, it's Danny Elfman.
Right.
When he does soundtracks.
Yeah.
He does like real music.
Yeah.
With words.
Yeah.
I love it. Like he is the best at that. Johnny Depp was fine, but I really like, is it Freddie Highmore? Is that his name?
Yeah, the kid.
Yeah, he was great in the 2 movies he did. And then
Bates Motel.
Is he in that? Is he the guy?
He's the guy.
Yeah. Okay, that's right.
It was Finding Neverland. Then...
Oh yeah. Well, he was in August Rush as well, which was,
he was
really
in
good.
August Rush. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I here's the thing. I love Gene Wilder. I think we talked about this on the episode where we talked about Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
Is that I think that's his weakest movie.
I mean, yeah, but to say that, I mean, if you look at the career of Gene Wilder...
Absolutely. No, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. No, it's like what we said last episode about Luke Cage. It's, in my opinion, it's the worst one. That being said, it's a great show.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still great in it. But it doesn't do it for me. I think a lot of people saw it when they were really young, and I did sort of, but it didn't click with me when I was really young.
Right.
So I didn't start watching it until I was much older, and I was sort of like, oh, okay, it's pretty good. It's fine, but it's weird. I don't get it a lot of the time.
Right. Then what are your thoughts on if you're... See, this is interesting to ask you about it as someone who's not as in love with the classic version that we all kind of know and love, to use that phrase. What are your thoughts on a prequel series of movies?
Don't do it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I didn't really
people
like
who are
the Johnny...
kind of like,
yeah.
they're like,
I didn't really like the Johnny Depp version that much either. Like, I was like, oh, I thought it was really funny.
Right.
It was a much funnier version of the story, but like, I don't know that there's a lot more that you can do.
Well, I think the problem is you have a character, the appeal of that character and that story, which version you like or dislike, is inherently the same, and that's there is an air of mystery about this man.
Yes,
That is one of the things I actually really didn't like about the Johnny Depp version, is they go into his origin story.
I was going to say that's one of the things I really liked about it.
See, I really didn't, because I don't want to know about this guy.
Okay.
I like to think, similar to Heath Ledger's The Joker, he comes in fully formed. And you don't... That's part of the fun, is to wonder, how could a guy be like this, but never really get those answers.
Okay, for me, that works with Heath Ledger's The Joker.
Right.
Because it's terrifying.
Right.
I don't see the Willy Wonka movies as horror movies.
No.
So for me, I would much rather, and the Joker also works with the Joker because he's not the main character.
True.
I need to know who I'm following.
In essence, neither is Willy Wonka.
It depends on which version you're watching, because they have different titles. One is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and one is Charlie and the Chocolate
Factory. Yes, I know that, but the storyline is still pretty much the same. It is essentially about a boy
it's interesting.
finding his place in the world.
See, that's the thing, is that okay, so there's two things. One is that it's interesting that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory seems to be more about Charlie Bucket, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory actually seems to be more about Willy Wonka.
Charlie and the Chocolate
Factory
is the Tim Burton one. Okay.
So the other thing, though, that the Tim Burton version does really, really well is it highlights a correlation between Willy Wonka and Charlie Bucket.
Yes.
So you see,
I'll grant you that.
That he and his family are separate. He doesn't like his family.
Yeah.
Charlie Bucket loves his family. You have these two people who are going on the same journey together from different origins.
Right.
Which I really quite enjoyed.
Right, but now if you get a prequel series of films, and first of all, the idea of a series of films is even more horrifying to me. Because I would possibly go along with one film and as kind of an interesting exercise.
Everyone's trying to make cinematic universes.
Right. I don't want a Willy Wonka cinematic universe. I don't want an origin story of the Oompa Loompas and how whatever.
Well, everyone has seen Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Marvel.
Unless the prequel
Harry Potter.
Interesting enough, David Heyman is the producer of Harry Potter. He's the guy who's trying to get this done.
Yep, there you go.
Also, the guy writing it is Simon Rich, who wrote The Secret Life of Pets, for whatever that's worth. Mm-hmm. So take that with...
Is this Warner Brothers? Paramount?
I would assume it's Warner Brothers. I don't know who made the last one. I mean, whoever owns the property did that.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers did Harry Potter, which is why I asked.
Yeah, that's what I would assume it's them.
Yeah.
But unless we get just one prequel movie and it's literally how he either enslaved or saved the Oompa Loompas, that's the only story I want to see.
I'm nearly certain this is going to be a lot like that Peter Pan movie that came out recently.
Pan?
Was it called Pan? Yeah. That failed miserably at the box office.
That's the ironic part of it. It's titled Pan, and that's exactly what the critics did. A zinger!
Hey! But yeah, I mean... That was a movie that looked very interesting, but it looked a little too over the top.
Yeah.
And I'm a little worried that if we get an even younger Willy Wonka...
It's going to be over the top. Yeah. But the thing I'll say about Pan, or Peter Pan, the character, is that... maybe it's just because I was a kid when I saw it, but I love Hook. And I think there's a lot of people our age who actually love that movie, even though I think when it came out, it didn't do well, which always surprises me to hear. Because to me, it's a classic.
I feel like it's never on a list of movies that tanked, but I'm sure it didn't do.
Yeah,
great.
It didn't do as well. Again, for a Spielberg movie,
well, and
for a
Dustin
Robin
Hoffman
Williams movie, and
yeah.
But the thing about Peter Pan is there is an entire world built into that. You're not crafting something out of something that wasn't there. Neverland is a world. J.M. Barrie in the books, I mean, he doesn't go into it in great detail in a Tolkien-esque fashion.
Right.
But there is a mythology built into Neverland that you can go into that is fascinating. That is also, but it's also action-oriented. It's swashbuckling.
Well, I was going to say, too, that being said, I don't think any of the movies really have yet, because isn't the original story of Peter Pan about a kid who, leads children to their deaths?
Sure. Yeah.
I think so. That's why it's called Neverland, because you never come back down. You never land.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you stay a child forever because you die when you're a child.
Oh, this is dark.
Yeah, it's hella dark.
Now I want to see a gritty, real version of Peter Pan.
Oh my god, starring Keanu Reeves.
Yes. Oh, man. Let's redo Hook with Keanu Reeves. Directed by... Give me a good directed by David Ayer.
Okay, yeah.
Let's do that. That'd be amazing. Just
second star to the left.
Straight on till death. Yeah, so that being said, let's not do this, shall we? Can we all agree Willy Wonka is best just left alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I think if Gene Wilder was still alive, he would just be... I think, actually, I was going to say he'd be, screaming, but I think what he'd actually just be doing is nodding his head saying, yeah, see, this is why I stopped acting.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Last thought on this, because this is more time than I ever thought we'd spend on Willy fucking Wonka, is don't make a prequel, make a sequel, because there's an actual sequel of Willy Wonka.
Sure.
It's the is it Willy Wonka in the glass elevator?
Yeah.
It's either Charlie in the glass elevator or Willy Wonka
Something in the glass elevator.
But do the glass elevator.
Or it's called the glass elevator.
It's
it
something
might be
like
called
that.
the glass elevator.
Yeah. Do that. Do a sequel. That's where they kind of lose me. You have this property you could easily just adapt.
I would actually prefer a movie that, and I'll try to make this as quick as possible, but is a parallel to that movie that takes place maybe in another location at the same time. Like, let's write a new story that takes place in... You want to make a whole series of movies.
Yeah.
Let's start a new character who's in the Willy Wonka universe.
Yeah, I don't really want to see 3 movies about a chocolate magnate, whatever, building his empire.
Yeah, a child-murdering chocolate connoisseur.
Yeah, I don't really need to see that.
Entrepreneur.
Okay, moving on. All right, everybody. I'm going to say this real slow. They're making a young Han Solo movie. We've known that Lando Calrissian was a character in the movie. And they've cast Lando Calrissian.
Yep.
And that person is Donald Glover.
It's not Spider-Man, but it'll do.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Ugh! I'm so happy about
By the way,
this.
while we're talking about Donald Glover, before we get into this whole thing,
yes,
my favorite bit of his, I don't even think it's a joke that he does in stand-up, but it was something he did on, I believe, the Conan O'Brien show, or one of Conan's shows, where he realized that his Twitter handle, which is Don Glover, is Dong Lover.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
And he's like, it took me 26 years before I realized my name was Dong Lover. I was a grown man. I paid bills.
I love him to death.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's
Perfect
amazing.
choice. There's not a single person on this planet that could play that part better.
Yeah, Lando Calrissian needs charisma more than anything else, and that guy oozes charisma.
It's literally pouring out of his open zipper.
Right. He's not... it's a different charisma than Billy D. Williams has.
Not much.
But not by far.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a younger character, it's going to be refreshing to see someone who is charming, but still finding his charm. Yep. I'm assuming this is going to be something that's kind of in there.
Yeah.
But...
he's going to be a little more energetic,
yeah, he's going to be a little more... Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Billy D. Williams has that really smooth,
yeah.
old school charisma. He's got some of that, and he's going to bring a beautiful energy to it. Like I said, this is perfect casting.
It doesn't get any better.
Yeah. What else do I got? Oh, in Star Wars news, the lesser reported thing, Joss Whedon...
oh, yeah.
expressed interest in an interview this week that he would like to do a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, well, first of all, duh.
Yeah.
Secondly, he's been bored, I think.
Well,
the last thing he did was Ultron, right?
Yeah, there might have been... He always comes out with, little things, so
I don't
you
think
never
he
know.
has,
but
though.
I don't think so. And this is a guy who seems like a surefire fit for Star Wars, and I think he kind of was saying, no, I don't really want to do it. And then he said in the interview, I basically just woke up and said, well, what the hell am I saying no for? Of course I want to play in that sandbox.
Well, and he's also currently working on an original movie that takes, I don't know if you read about this, he's currently working on an original film he's writing, and he's basically just, he described it as letting his id go wild.
Right.
And he's just going crazy with it. And it's a fictional... I think a sci-fi horror film that takes place during World War II?
Yes. That sounds
interesting.
Yeah,
it's really right up his alley.
Yeah. His original stuff, it's always kind of off the wall in a great way. Yeah. So I'm always good with that. But he seems like a great fit for... Obviously, he's proven himself he can do a franchise.
Well, and specifically action-adventure sci-fi.
Action-adventure. Yeah, absolutely. So he seems like a natural adaptation.
Yeah.
So I'll pose this question to you.
Okay.
What type of Star Wars movie would you like to see him do?
I want to see him... Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I want to see him do the Boba Fett trilogy or movie, and I want him to, page 1, have a woman kill Boba Fett and take his goddamn armor off.
Oh! And so, now, is this a prequel story? So, the Boba Fett we know... that we have assumed is a male the whole time is actually a female.
Well, that was a very common theory before George Lucas just, pulled his pants down, took every copy of the VHS possible, shat on it, and then put them all back where they belong.
Yeah.
That was a very big
You can still
theory.
get one of those shit cover copies on eBay for
you
$175.
certainly can. Actually, they're called the remastered versions. So, anyway... But yeah, that was a very popular theory for a long time.
Right.
I remember a very good friend of mine who is admittedly, and I hate to say this, but a bigger Star Wars nerd than me, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Sure.
And she, before we were very good friends, it was like my first week of college, I was like, oh, I heard you're a Star Wars nerd, and she was like, oh, yeah. And we started talking, and she came up with, and she didn't come up with, she presented me the idea that the reason Boba Fett is after Han Solo is not because of a bounty. The reason they have this long-term hatred for each other, or at least the reason Boba Fett is upset with Han Solo and just chasing after this slime ball,
is that he gave her herpes.
Well, he was a womanizer.
Oh, well.
And Boba Fett is a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be herpes as well.
I would assume. That guy's got,
space herpes.
Space herpes, which is really bad.
It's way worse.
Have you ever had space herpes?
It makes you look like a sarlacc pit.
It's so awful. That's basically what Boba Fett dies in, is a giant space herpes.
Ugh.
Yeah. Which is ironic.
It is,
because
yes.
Han Solo
It's actually
gave her
fitting,
space
yes.
herpes, and then she dies in the
So that's
space
what I
herpes.
want, is page 1 of Joss Whedon's Boba Fett movie. Boba Fett, maybe not page 1, but like Boba Fett is like in a cave somewhere, just like doing his job, and maybe he's going after this new woman that we have never seen before, and she kills him and knows that every bounty hunter in the galaxy is looking for her, and becomes Boba Fett.
All right. Somebody listening out there in the void, remind us of this.
If that happens.
If that happens. No, remind us of this next episode, next week's episode. We're going to write the Boba Fett's a woman Boba Fett's a woman prequel movie.
Great.
I think that'd be good.
I think you're making a mistake because that podcast, I could talk about Star Wars for days.
That's fine, because I know Star Wars pretty well, but not great. Like, I can't name... I'm more of a Star Trek guy, so I could name proper nouns in Star Trek, and you can name proper nouns.
And it's funny, too, because I never read the expanded universe.
Right.
And then, 2 years ago, they were like, oh, by the way, the expanded universe never happened. And every nerd in the entire world went, no! And I went, yes!
So now we're back on equal par.
Yeah.
Finally! It's Andrew's time. No, I think Boba Fett, a woman, is actually fantastic.
Yeah.
They could, if they were to do that, and I'm just going to start talking like it's going to happen, because I like to assume that whatever we say is real.
Mm-hmm.
That they could easily tie this into... Again, what we're kind of assuming is going to be part of the plot of the young Han Solo movie.
Yes, exactly. We could have an unassuming woman in the Han Solo movie, a romantic interest.
We were talking last week about the casting rumors.
Yes.
For an unnamed female character.
Yeah, any of
they're
those
all
women...
assuming is this character from, I think it's a comic storyline.
Oh, yeah.
That turns out to be his wife.
Marvel Star Wars.
Yeah, the Marvel Star Wars. That turns out to be his wife. And I think it's a great storyline.
Yep.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great inclusion.
She's not actually his wife. Spoiler alert.
You son of a bitch. But yeah, I think that would be great. It would be a really good tie-in. It would be really smart.
Well, any of those 3 women would be great Boba Fetts.
Yes. Yeah, they would. My personal vote is for, I forget what her name is, but the girl from Creed. Great. She's fantastic.
She's
going to be in Thor Ragnarok.
Because you were like, oh yeah, she's great. And I was like, see, I really like Zoe Kravitz. And you were like, what was she again? And we sort of discussed that. I'm still for Zoe Kravitz. So we'll see. It's going to be, who was the third one? Do we remember that person?
No.
It's going to be her. But we'll see. Because I'm all for Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah. All right. Oh, you know what else he said in that? This is kind of a side note. Another franchise that he'd be interested in directing? James Bond.
No.
Yeah, I don't see that. I mean, listen, Joss Whedon has proven himself to be very adept at doing different things. So, I mean, he did, what's the Shakespeare one he did at his own house? Much Ado. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's really good.
On that note, I'm against him doing James Bond unless we get Nathan Fillion as James Bond.
Oh, son of a bitch. That'd be really fucking good.
Right?
That'd be really good.
With his just dastardly American accent.
Yeah.
Bond. James Bond.
Which he's not even American. He's Canadian or something, isn't he?
He is absolutely Canadian.
You can tell just by looking at him because he's so damn nice.
Well, he wanted to be Captain Canada in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I bet you he will be Captain Canada.
I mean, every day he gets a little older.
You mark my words.
I will.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 5 or 6. That's what it's going to be. Nathan Fillion as Captain Canada.
All right, hold on. I'm marking your words.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
You misspelled.
What I misspelled? Your name?
Yeah.
It's not K-R-I-S Kringle?
It's close enough.
All right, good.
Hey, we got some... All right. Oh. Sorry, I was just looking at my notes and I just realized what story I'm going to do next. We got some Deadpool news.
Yep.
We got some good news.
Okay.
We got some bad news.
I didn't read the good news.
All right.
I know
the
the
good
bad
news. I mean, it's not good news, but it's like, oh, that's interesting.
All right.
Good news is, character of Domino is rumored to be in Deadpool. Do you know who Domino is? Okay. So the character of Domino, who, for those of you who don't know, is a character whose mutant ability is to change the odds in her favor, which is a fascinating mutant ability. I love when they come up with a really interesting mutant ability.
Can I digress for a small second?
Go for it.
You know who else has that ability in the original comics?
Who?
Scarlet Witch.
Really?
Oh, that's our pizza.
Yay, pizza! As always, we pause the show while Andrew just awkwardly gets up and gets food, and I'm just stuck with you suckers here, alone in the void. Except you don't have food, do you? I have food. Delicious, delicious food. You're in your car or something. I'm gonna get drunk now.
No, I cut all of those out.
You do?
Yep.
Well, gives me something to do.
I'm not gonna stop. Do you want to do our normal routine? Just save this for...
Yeah, let's just save it.
But yeah, Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Her original power is just that she can switch the odds in whatever favor she desires, which is why she can kind of do anything.
Really?
Yeah, she can move stuff with her mind,
Okay.
is what it looks like, but she's really just being like in Civil War, she throws a bunch of cars out of a garage.
Right.
She's just switching the odds of whether or not those cars will fly out of the garage.
Oh, really?
That's the idea. I mean, no one has addressed that since like
I was
1970.
gonna say, it feels like they've retconned that pretty heavily.
Yeah, because it didn't make any sense. Like, eventually they realized that, like, first of all, there were a lot of plot holes in that.
Yeah.
And that it didn't really make any sense. And then they were like, well, even when we explain it, audiences are like, huh?
Yeah.
So they were like, let's just give her telekinetic
It's also
powers.
just like, it's one of those things, if that's what her powers are and that's where her powers come from, then it's like, she just takes over the world. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like,
But I mean, that's always
do
sort of been the
anything.
problem. But she's a good guy, right? So
Yeah.
you have the same thing with Charles Xavier.
Right.
Who's basically the strongest mutant.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, like, it kind of reminds me
There's
of...
no conflict.
Yeah, there's no conflict.
What
It's
if
just-
Ultron, I'm going to raise the odds that he just combusts.
He just blows up.
Yeah.
I'm going to raise the odds that just everybody listens to whatever I say all the time, ever. I'm going to raise the odds that all evil disappears forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, exactly. That's where the loophole comes
Yeah.
in. It doesn't
But
really
I do
make
like, I
sense
mean,
for the
I
plot
think
hole.
the idea is a fascinating concept if done
Definitely,
well.
yeah.
And, you know, for someone like Domino, it works much better.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to be they didn't say if she's going to be a major character, if she's going to be kind of the Colossus where it's a secondary character, if she's going to be the villain. You know, they haven't mentioned anything. It's pretty tangential.
We don't have any Cable news either.
We don't have any Cable news. We just know that Cable's in it, and we know that Domino's in it. Domino is not going to... I'm pretty sure they've kind of confirmed that Domino is not going to be... what's her face from the last movie? Firefly chick, Morena
Firefly? Oh, she was in the show Firefly.
She was in the show Firefly. Yeah.
You mean his love interest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's her own character.
Yeah, I know, but there was a fan theory that she was going to turn into Dom. Like they were in a mesh.
No, she's a shapeshifter in the comics.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so let's bring that about. But like I said, I love when it's a really creative mutant power. Like Darwin, I think is a really fascinating mutant. Darwin, his mutant ability is that it will just do whatever he needs to survive.
It will?
The power takes over.
Oh.
He doesn't really have control over his power.
Oh, okay.
Is that he is used in X-Men First Class. Mm-hmm. He's the kid who, like, if he dunks his head into water and he instantly grows gills.
Oh, sure.
So it'll stop him from drowning.
Yeah.
But, like, there are instances where he's in the midst of a battle and he gains teleportation ability, and his mutant ability will teleport him out of the battle because it will do whatever it needs to survive. It's a Darwin mutant ability. That's like it's the most fascinating idea of an ability that I've ever heard. So that's great. I think this sounds like a good fit for Deadpool.
Yeah.
Now I gotta say this one. Tim Miller, director of Deadpool, is no longer directing Deadpool 2.
That's right. Take it in. Feel it.
It's okay. Go. If you need a minute, go
listen to something else.
Kick a dog.
We ain't got time for that.
I don't know. But yeah, so apparently this is weird. They separated over creative differences.
It's not that weird. I mean,
it's not. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me say that again. It's not that excuse has been used a lot in many different instances. What was odd is that it was reported that Tim Miller. I almost said Tim Reynolds. Tim Miller and Ryan Reynolds parted ways because of creative differences.
I mean, that's not incredibly surprising to me because so Ryan Reynolds is the producer, which is why they have the ability to do this.
Yeah.
You know, they had the same vision during the first one, and they just wanted to do something different the next one. And you know, I read as well that they have parted ways amicably.
They have,
and he is going to do Fox's next.
I mean, I'm really excited to see what his next thing is that is not an adaptation of that is.
Yeah, they
or even if it is, it's something of kind of a lesser known.
Yeah, I've got it. Let me fucking find it.
But
I always get Tim Miller mixed up with T.J. Miller, who were both on that movie.
This is true. Maybe nepotism.
And you almost said Tim Reynolds.
I did almost say Tim Reynolds.
Is that a real person?
I think the thing that saddens me about that, the reasoning is that this is a project. The backstory of this project is almost as inspiring and entertaining as the actual.
Well, it's like
movie
10
itself.
years old.
Well, but they spearheaded this thing together. You know, they made that reel that went on the internet and got such a viral following, and that caused the movie. And then the movie having only a $50 million budget, $56 million budget, and then went on to gross.
And like half of it went into Colossus.
Yeah, exactly. And it went on to gross like $700 million. It's kind of a beautiful Cinderella story.
It is, yeah. His next film that he's doing for Fox is called Influx. It's going to be a new trilogy.
Ooh. I'm down for a trilogy directed by Tim Miller. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It sounds like it's going to be a sci-fi thing.
You know, it's crazy. There have been a lot of instances of people taking chances on directors, and I'm glad because it's really paying off. Like, this dude did nothing before Deadpool. I mean, he did a couple short films here and there.
He was in charge of a video game thing.
Yes. Yeah, something like that. I think he did a short film that was like a preview for a TV show for Marvel, and that was the only time he had ever worked with any superhero stuff. Yeah. But they took a chance on him, and man, it paid off. He knew what he was doing. It was really good.
Right. Yeah. So I'm saddened to hear it. I'm interested to see who they will get to direct this.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
M. Night Shyamalan. There'll be a twist at the end.
Yeah, the twist is the movie's shit.
Is that a twist? Maybe the twist is that it's good.
Oh, man. The twist.
You get to the end and you're like, that was pretty good. Ah, he got me again!
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, the plants were in charge? Spoiler for a movie no one saw and will ever see.
I watched it once at the gym.
I keep wanting to see. It's like on the. Do you have a list of movies that you're like, I never got around to seeing that, and I kind of wanted to?
Yeah, it's behind you right there.
Is it really?
It's a giant case of DVDs.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, it's on there. I've heard it's nothing but shit.
It's horrendous.
Yeah,
it's magnificent.
But that's the other thing is, the more I heard it was shit, the more I want to see it.
And who's in it? What's his name?
Marky
Mark.
And Zooey Deschanel.
Oh my god. Marky Mark, his accent in it is...
What accent?
I think it's Boston, and he's like,
He's from Boston!
The plants are killing people? Oh my god!
But wait, he got an Oscar nomination for doing a Boston accent in The Departed.
Okay, he didn't get an Oscar nomination for doing a Boston accent.
I mean, did you see his part in The Departed? He got an Oscar nomination.
Did he show his part in The Departed?
Oh!
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you've seen an old Calvin Klein ad, you've already pretty much seen it.
You've seen it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, he got an Oscar nomination for doing that. He was in name the really good Oscar nominated thing that he did in the movie Departed, other than a Boston accent, that could have possibly gotten him a nomination.
See, I feel like, you know how sometimes they give Oscar nominations to people who didn't deserve it then, but deserved it a while back? I feel like that was for New Kids on the Block.
He wasn't in New Kids on the Block.
What was he in?
He was in... He was Marky Mark.
Wasn't he in a boy band?
No, his brother Donnie was in the boy band. Are you just trying to make me talk about this? What are you doing? Just angering me now. You're just trying to get me to look like an asshole.
I'm trying to get you to have a bad day. Because usually you come in here, I don't know what's going on with you.
Yeah, I'm having a better day. I should start drinking more.
Most people drink because their days are bad. You're going to start drinking because your days are getting better.
Yeah, and I don't trust it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's too good.
Yep.
You know?
It's too good.
It's
you
too
got
good.
this cider. You got this pumpkin pie cheesecake.
The MTA was running fine.
Yeah, so good you beat me here.
Yeah, I don't trust this. So I'm going to start drinking. Say something.
I couldn't.
Well said. Awesome. Great.
I couldn't think of anything.
Do you have any news, by the way?
I have a couple things.
Yeah?
Let me look it up. I think you hit most of them.
Usually you have a crumpled bar napkin or something with things scribbled on it in some sort of doctor's scrawl, so I didn't see that, and I assumed you didn't have news.
Listen, I actually started taking screenshots of news things, so I'd remember them. So, Joss Whedon wants to direct a Star Wars spin-off movie.
Son of a bitch.
That's the first one. Here's the second one. Donald Glover officially cast as Lando Calrissian in Han Solo film.
Good. Great. Let's start the episode.
Here's the third one. Deadpool director Tim Miller drops out of sequel due to creative differences with Ryan Reynolds.
How many news stories do you have?
3. No, here's one that I have off the top of my head.
Yeah? Please tell me it's about No Man's Sky.
It's not. I didn't get a piece of No Man's Sky news, but I did get a piece of Pokemon Go news today.
All right, that's fine.
I'm furious with their creators. And this may be a mini rant. They have made it so that you cannot be playing the game and going 30 miles per hour or faster at the same time.
Yeah, they're real sons of bitches for saving lives, Andrew.
Listen, there's already... when the app opens, it says, do not play this game and drive. If you are going more than 10 miles per hour, it says, whoa, 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 and a pop-up pops up and makes you click, I'm a passenger. There are already precautions put into place, and now they're making it so you... I was in a fucking taxi going from 196th Street down to the fucking Village on, like, West 4th Street.
By the way,
in the backseat of a car. Shut the fuck up, I'm not done. I was so pissed off. I was in the backseat of a goddamn car, just wanted to play this... I wanted to catch a fucking Magikarp, and I couldn't catch a goddamn one because I was going faster than 30 miles per hour down the fucking highway.
You okay?
Maybe I should stop drinking.
I think you should start. Wow. That was just... Oh my god. I mean... I've never in all the years we've known each other seen you get like this before.
When it's about Pokemon, I get serious.
My god. So, listen. First of all, if you're listening in the void and you're in like Nebraska or something, 100, where were you coming from?
196th.
Okay, 196 all the way down to the Village is a long way.
Just for a frame of West 4th Street. Like it's 190 blocks or something.
Yeah. So
it was like an hour and 15.
192.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Doing math.
Well, here's the thing. I live on Elwood. I don't live on 190. It's around there somewhere.
Well, now that you've given your home address out, basically, I invite anyone to just stop on by.
Actually, Elwood's a pretty long street. Here's some good Pokemon news.
All right,
if you're playing the game between October 26th, I think, and November 1st,
you're allowed to drive.
God, no! During Halloween, can you imagine? So many children would die. Ghost Pokemon and certain other scary ones, like there's a bat Pokemon and there's a psychic Pokemon, will be easier to be caught.
I brought this up to you last week,
what?
not on the show.
This news item?
No, not this news item. This idea, and I'm gonna share it on air because I think it's pretty damn brilliant. I think, in the spirit of like Halloween, that they should create kind of some sort of Halloween themed Pokemon based around like Gizmo and the Gremlins. I think that'd be a hilarious little addition.
I don't know that it would be hilarious, but it'd be
hilarious to me, and that's what I care about.
Here's the problem.
I listen, intellectual property, blah, 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 bullshit. I know what you're going to say. I don't give a shit. Okay? I think they should create a Gizmo Pokemon and a Gremlin Pokemon with the same rules as Gizmo. Like, you can't feed it after midnight.
You can't feed any of them. It's a video game.
But don't you give them candy or something?
No,
like, you get them made into candy? We've talked about this.
Yeah.
That there's an evil scientist who is killing Pokemon to create candy. And that's the real issue, Andrew. Because you're bitching about how you're in the back of a cab and you can't catch him fucking Quasima whatever they're called. Meanwhile, there's a psychopath out there, Andrew, and he is grinding up Pokemon.
He's not real.
Like some sort of Pokemon Sweeney Todd.
It's a character in the game.
Who makes them into candy
Chris?
And then feeds them out to children
Chris?
In the back of his panel van.
Chris.
Yeah.
It's a character in the game. It's not a real person. It's like a computer character.
Wait, I'm confused. Is this game not a real thing? Is
By
it all made up?
If a game is not a real thing.
Are Pokemon not real creatures in the wilderness?
Listen, this is a conversation for when you're a little older.
I've been misled.
You didn't even play the games.
Well, yeah, I thought it was.
You know nothing about it.
Basically an app for poachers to catch endangered species.
All right. What else do you have?
Good question.
You got fired up.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I do. I have one more thing. I got one more thing.
That's fine. I'd rather be too short than too long, contrary to popular belief.
All right.
Let's see if I can find some No Man's Sky news while you're doing that.
Please do. No, you're gonna want to just pay attention to this. It's really great news.
Is it possible that I know it already?
Oh yeah, you know it already because it came in a big bad way. I just want to get your reaction on it. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 had a teaser come out this week.
It sure did.
And son of a bitch, surprise, surprise, it looks fucking awesome.
Okay, so it looks good. I'm still confident in it. I don't like that they used the same song as the original trailer.
I get that. I'm cool. I will give you that.
It's fine.
James Gunn has come out and said this is not like... It's a teaser. It's a teaser.
Yeah,
this is not like a trailer for the trailer.
It's a long teaser, though.
Yeah, it is. The assumption, I think, is that Doctor Strange, there's going to be a Guardians of the Two Galaxy... Say that. Let me try that again.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to take a
swig.
Let me take a swig of alcohol
Get some backwash in there. Try it again.
During Doctor Strange, there's going to be a full trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Nice.
So that's the rumor. That's not confirmed. That's the rumor. I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah.
I think if they have a teaser already set up, they can easily make a trailer.
Definitely.
Filming is already done.
Makes it easy.
So that makes it even easier. So I'm going to assume that November 4th or 5th, I'm going to even say maybe November 3rd, that we'll see a full trailer drop online. Yeah, this is, song aside, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks up to everything, the hype.
Look,
I think it's going to be one of those rare cases of the sequel is better than the original?
No.
You don't think so?
But look, I've said the same thing about the Zack Snyder movies for a long time.
Hold on.
Wait, hear me out. So the same thing about the Zack Snyder movies for a long time.
Watch your damn tongue, sir.
Man of Steel didn't do well. So what did they do? Nothing. They kept the same cast, they kept the same director, they kept the same writers, and they made another movie. Right? Surprise, surprise, people don't like the next movie.
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 happens, huge hit, they keep the same recipe. Everybody's the same. We go to the second movie, it's going to be great. Same recipe.
But they did up the cast by adding Sly Stallone and Kurt Russell.
That's true.
So, and they've confirmed, like, Kurt Russell is going to be Ego, the Living Planet, which is going to be a fascinating...
Is that confirmed?
Yes, that is confirmed.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's also confirmed that he is also Star-Lord's dad. So I don't know how that
We'll
works.
see. I don't think that's confirmed.
One of those is true.
As always, we are up to date.
Yeah, one of those is true. I'm not sure. Oh, this is the last thing. I skipped over this one, but I think it's better to leave on because it's kind of... Doctor Strange is going to drop November 4th.
Yep.
It's not going to drop. It's going to come into theaters. It's not a fucking hip-hop album. What am I saying? It's going to go into theaters November 4th. Rachel McAdams was rumored to be the night nurse,
which is strange because we already have the night nurse.
But there are multiple night nurses in the
I don't give
Marvel
a
universe.
fuck.
Okay. Whew. This is what we get when we drink during the show, which is why we're both gonna get drunk. Rachel McAdams won't be the night nurse in Doctor Strange.
Good.
However,
yeah,
they kind of they were talking to Kevin Feige. They were talking to Rachel McAdams.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's McAdams.
Yes, it sure is.
Rachel McAdams.
Which sounds like something you get at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, it sounds like something that turns into Sarlacc.
What?
I was trying to make a STD.
I know you were, but it doesn't at all.
Can we also
like
cut
that.
this part out?
Yes.
All right, great.
I'm going to end it after my McDonald's joke.
Yeah, I think that's better. They talked to Kevin Feige. They talked to McAdams. They said she's not the night nurse, but they also kind of left it open that she will become the night nurse or one of the night nurses. There's like 3 of them in the Marvel universe, as I recall.
I really hope they don't. Look.
You just want Claire Templeton?
Yes, and here's the reason. DC Comics made a huge mistake when they separated the cinematic universe from the television universe.
Yeah, they did.
Huge mistake.
Yep.
And there's still hope to change it by saying, oh, it's a different dimension, Barry Allen goes back in time, whatever, fine. They can still fix it, but as of now, they have not.
Right.
Marvel hasn't made any claims like that yet.
Right.
Rosario Dawson is a great movie star.
Yeah, she is.
She has done a ton of cinematic films, like
Yeah.
full-length feature films.
Yeah.
This is a woman who can go between, and I feel like they have handpicked this person for this very reason. She can go between television and films seamlessly.
Yes.
Put her in the movies if you need a night nurse.
I mean, I think we're going to get there. I think they keep saying, when are the Marvel Netflix shows going to finally show up in the movies? I don't think honest to God, of all of the Defenders, you're not going to get any of them in before you get Night Nurse in to any of the movies. She's going to show up at some point in one of the cinematic movies. That's a redundant statement. She's going to show up in one of the Marvel movies, is what I'm saying. She's going to show up before Daredevil. She's going to show up before...
We'll see. I
honestly got because she's easiest to shoehorn in.
She is the easiest one, but I have a hunch that all of them are going to end up having their first appearances in the Infinity Wars.
Yes. What do we have before the Infinity Wars other than Doctor Strange?
Not much.
Thor Ragnarok.
What's her face? Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. She could be in Captain Marvel. I mean, there is nothing announced about the plot of that movie, but I'm just saying
we'll see.
That's the only Earth-based one that I can think of. Mm-hmm. So she could be in that.
They canceled Inhumans, right?
They pretty much canceled.
Yeah,
Inhumans.
And we got Black Panther coming up, but
right.
She's probably not going to be in Africa.
That's probably I don't think so. She's on a field trip.
I mean, she barely made it to Harlem.
It's true. That's true. So yeah, I really think before any of the Defenders show up in a movie, Claire Templeton shows up in a movie because she's the easiest one to put in. You can put her in for one scene
I hope so, man.
And then just say, look, they've married the two together. See, we told you these really exist in the same world.
Yeah.
But Rachel McAdams, they said, it's definitely not the night nurse for this movie. But they kind of said it in a way that leaves it open for later down the line. Do you think they would have a night nurse series?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, if they do, it'll be when we're in, like, our 40s or something.
Right.
Because they have yet to try a standalone female-led film.
Well,
They've got to try that with Captain Marvel, see if it makes any money. And
it's going to make money.
It will, but they've got to compare it to the other movies.
Right.
And they're taking a risk in that it's a character that people don't know.
I think they... Not a movie. I think they do a
Right.
Netflix
No.
series.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
But I'm saying they have to... They haven't done a female-led storyline yet.
Right.
Well, they did Jessica Jones, which did well. People like it.
Yeah.
But I think they'll feel out after Captain Marvel. Maybe they'll do another female-led movie, feel that out, and then there's a possibility that they'll get another female-led TV show. Because I think they're really hesitant to do that. Remember when the Sony emails got hacked?
Yes.
One of the emails was really, really damning, and it was about how someone recommended making a female-led movie. I think it actually might have been a female-led Spider-Man movie.
Oh, okay.
And the person on the other end said, no, female-led movies don't make money. Here are examples. And they gave examples like fucking Catwoman and like a bunch of other really bad examples.
They're just really bad movies.
Right.
No matter who's in them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think if you're going to do... If they were going to end up doing something with a night nurse property, and I use that loosely.
Yeah.
It would probably be a Netflix show.
Yep.
The problem... And listen, I think it's a fascinating idea. The concept of this character is a fascinating
Definitely,
thing.
yeah.
The problem is, it requires guest stars.
It does.
You know what I mean? You can't just have night nurse...
Although, I would actually prefer it if she was the only one in it. Like, if there were no guest stars.
But the whole essence of what Night Nurse is that she's the doctor who takes care of heroes who get hurt.
So what if we spend some time with her weaving in and out of these other stories, and at the end she's like, fuck this, I'm moving somewhere else. And she goes on her own adventure and has no... So we've got the...
Right, but then she's not Night Nurse. Then she's not what the character is.
I'm fine with that. Here's the thing.
Even to get to that point, you still have to have a bunch of guest stars.
Right. I mean, she would be one of the guest stars in other people. I mean, she's already a guest star in other people.
So she's making appearances in other things. You're using the appearances of her in Jessica Jones, in Daredevil, in Luke Cage.
Eventually, she's like, I can't take this anymore. She goes and does some soul searching, goes on her own adventure. We have a whole season of her adventure.
A season of Night Nurse doing Eat, Pray, Love? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Here's the thing. Marvel has done a lot of stuff with exceptional, extraordinary people. Mm-hmm. We don't have a lot of not extraordinary people.
Sure.
I would like to see a drama with the Night Nurse with no cameos except for maybe Stan Lee, and just her doing a season of something on her own on Netflix. I'm confident that they could come up with something interesting and dramatic, and then whatever happens in that season leads her to the discovery that she wants to help these super people. She did say already in Luke Cage, she was like, I think this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
But I would rather her solidify that in her own series.
All right.
I don't know that they'll do that. I'm sure they won't.
I don't think they will, because that's really, again, I don't know how you get from point A to point B in that series.
Well, it's the next step. You go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So B is right after A.
I get it now.
Yep.
It's finally clicked.
I know. On to third grade.
Yay!
Would you like some No Man's Sky news that I just looked up?
Yeah?
So,
we're going to end on a No Man's Sky story.
Oh, it's great, too. It's a good one. So, the headquarters of the company that created No Man's Sky, which I believe is called Hello Games.
Okay.
So Hello Games, who created No Man's Sky, their headquarters appears to be abandoned completely. Someone took a photo of what appears to be an abandoned building.
What?
And that is it.
Oh.
It looks like there's nobody there. It looks like they all sort of just were like, well, I guess we fucked up, and they just left.
I I want this game to never end because it's just the stories about the making of this game are more entertaining than the game. I feel like I've played it already.
Played it. Yeah.
I feel like I have though.
Why? Because you're so disappointed?
Yeah, basically. I mean, this is gold every week out. Like this game just keeps just shitting gold. It's amazing.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's shitting gold for everyone except itself.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so that's pretty much going to do it.
That's it.
The Logan trailer dropped this week.
Yep.
But we're going to talk about that the next episode.
Yep.
That's pretty much all we're gonna just break that down.
Yep.
Talk about our reactions. Talk about our thoughts. What we think is going to be, just based on what we see, what's going to be in the movie, that sort of thing. So I'm not going to cover that. Just give me like a quick, like one line answer. What do you think of the Logan trailer?
Probably good.
Okay. Fair. All right, cool. So keep that in your mind, and we will talk to you in a couple of days. Hey, Andrew. Where can they find us?
I think you add a "Hey, Andrew" every episode.
I do. I'm going to try and make it longer every time.
Please don't. And also, that's what he said?
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter at Media Lunch Break. You can find us on SoundCloud at The Media Lunch Break is our handle on that. So it's soundcloud.com/The Media Lunch Break. You can go to our website at themedialunchbreak.com. You can also email us at themedialunchbreak@gmail.com. We don't check it as often as we check Twitter, so if you try to get in touch with us, do it via Twitter. And send us anything. Like, give us ideas, because we're running out. And what else we got? We got, you can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Google Play Music. There's two more. Oh yeah, we're on YouTube. I don't know how to search for us, but we're there.
Type in the words "The Media Lunch Break."
Yeah, it'll come up.
Wait.
What's the last one?
Patreon.
Oh yeah, we're on patreon.com/The Media Lunch Break. That's the most important
That's how we keep this going.
I mean, not so far, but if you would like to keep it going,
we can start.
Please give us money.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Hey, big thanks to Brian Kirchner for our theme music.
Yes, please. Oh my god, I can't believe I almost forgot. I did it retroactively as well, so Brian, if you're listening to this, which I know you're not, we did it retroactively, so we didn't get to... we'd already recorded like 3 episodes, and I just added the theme song in before I uploaded them,
so if you've been enjoying our new theme song, thank you to Brian Kirchner for that. Check him out. He's also got an album on iTunes. It's actually worth a listen to.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, that's going to do it for us. We're going to be back in a couple of days talking about the Logan trailer. Until then, I don't know. Just listen, keep it under 30. Play Pokemon Go. All right, bye, everybody.
Good advice.
Yeah. End of episode now.